What did one snowman say to the other?
What do you think?
I don't know.
Can you smell carrots?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I get it.
You know.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, let's just move
I
on.
get it.
Will someone say hello to Quincy Jones for me? Please? You see Quincy. You say hello. Please?
Hello, Quincy.
Pumpkin picking and your pumpkin carving. Pumpkin picking. Fuck off, is it the accent?
Pumpkin picking.
Pumpkin. So,
Sorry,
when you
Say it one more time.
yes, I'm going to say it about number 2 or 3 actually. That's pretty good.
Everywhere we go, though, you know.
Everywhere we go.
Everywhere we go, the word fish comes out. You know, when we do investigations, it does actually come out, and it always makes us laugh.
It's like, when we've been out on the night or something, we've had one of our piss-ups, or we've had like a podcast or something, and we've had like something happen off camera.
Yeah.
Like, oh, can you remember when we did this? What was said here? What,
and then, boom,
and then you go,
how good
fucking
would that be?
bastard!
That
Yeah.
would be good. I'd have goosebumps. Yeah. We just need one of us to die.
No pressure then, eh?
No pressure, yeah.
Fuck me. Morbid.
What?
On that
Yeah,
note,
touch wood, yeah.
you fucking. On that note, Kim's got a lovely story.
Yeah, about vampires.
Oh, I like
Yeah,
vampires. I love that. Do you see the ones in Ireland?
No.
There's the ones that they dug up in Ireland. No, used to have caves and that around them and stuff. Does that come in here?
It could be related, but it's not. Yeah, but you can tell. No, you can
And they
tell.
put stones in the mouth.
Yes, that's what that's what I'm going to talk about.
Yes! I like
Yeah.
this song. Whoop.
Right, so the idea of vampires, actually, some scholars believe that it comes from the old ancient beliefs centred around the fear of the dead, once buried, could still harm the living. That's where it kind of centres from. Often these legends arose from a misunderstanding of how bodies decompose. As the corpse skin shrinks, its teeth and fingernails can appear to have grown longer, and as internal organs break down, a dark purge fluid can leak out of the nose and mouth. People unfamiliar with this process would interpret this fluid to be blood and suspect that the corpse had been drinking it from the living. So this is what they used to believe back in the day. So it's sort of with the idea of vampire.
They would do, wouldn't they, if they're not really sure what the sign is?
Yeah, I suppose it would look a bit like that as well, wouldn't it?
It's totally alien, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit weird to think that your teeth. I suppose it's from when it you had blood.
But you got to think there's a lot between yourself and the teeth and your mouth. Like it's all the tissues and all.
Yeah.
So.
And I suppose that it comes out, doesn't it?
So you don't die with a nose, do you? Like your nose gets just a hole in it.
It just
it's a
falls
triangle
off,
hole.
doesn't it?
Yeah,
You know.
it's a triangle hole. So.
Yeah. So yeah, before people understood how certain diseases spread, they sometimes imagined vampires were behind the unseen forces slowly ravaging these communities. Because of this, vampires' scares tended to coincide with outbreaks of the plague. In 2006, archaeologists unearthed a 16th century skull in Venice that had been buried among plague victims with a brick in its mouth. The brick was likely a burial tactic to prevent Strager, I think I'm pronouncing that right, Italian vampires or witches from leaving the grave to eat people. And I did actually search Strager myself, and it stands for an old ugly woman hag that has powers, so basically like a witch.
Hag witch.
Yeah, or vampire. But yeah, with the Irish, so there's one in Ireland as well.
There's one there, There's one there, yeah. And there's photos as well of people when they covered the grave in like an iron cast. But
I've seen
they've
that.
seen that.
Yeah.
I don't believe that's for vampirism, but I think that was generally because of grave robbers at the time.
Yeah, that makes
sense. They did it to protect the family's
Yeah.
possessions that was in there, because a lot of people got buried with important stuff.
Yeah.
But then it got changed to vampirism. That camera's gone off.
Yeah, Darren's quite
So
died.
I'll have to just concentrate on that one. But today, there's people that still believe in vampires.
I would like to think
Yeah.
so.
And in Romania,
It's a nice cryptid to have, isn't it?
in small villages, there are many people that still believe in things like vampires. As recently as 2004, the body of a man was exhumed so villagers could perform an ancient anti-vampire ritual. The man, who died suddenly in a farming accident in 2003, was believed to have returned as a strigoi, a restless spirit who returns to suck the life force from a living family members.
Is that not classed as a demon
My
Demon.
girlfriend.
That was quick for you, wasn't it? That was fast. That was fast, wasn't it, Luke? You were saving that all day, weren't you? And made a distant relative sick. I'll move on. 6 villagers dug up the man's corpse, cut out his heart, and put stakes through his body. Only then did his relative return to health. So he was making his family member who was living sick, according to this Romanian village. So they thought it was this dead body doing it. So they dug him out, put a bloody stake through his heart. This happened in 2004.
I know, but you said at the start that he died suddenly from a farming accident. That seems to me like a hay bale fell on him or something, like, or the combine harvester got to him. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
the haunted combine harvester. But I can't see how to become a vampire off that.
I don't know. That's
So
what
wait,
they believe.
so he died and he wasn't a vampire?
Yeah, that's the thing as well. Vampires meant to be immortal.
If you kill him, that's it.
Or did he die as a vampire,
They
or was he?
evaporate.
No, he just died as a farmer, didn't he? He was just farming. He died. And then because this family member was sick, they was thinking he was coming out the bloody...
You don't think he'd be sick with grief?
Surely it was like if you died, you'd be coming back as a zombie, wouldn't you?
That's what I'm... Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you start like, they're sick and ill. I'm not trying to pick your story apart.
It's not my story. This is just what I got off the internet.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
But no, I just thought that was a bit weird for 2004. That's not... I mean, it was quite a while back, but it's not like medieval, is it?
No,
You know,
far
you wouldn't
from it,
think...
no.
You know...
To be fair, we try to use that technology back then now, it does feel medieval, doesn't it?
Yeah, true. Stories like this aren't unusual. In fact, many rural villagers believe that children born legs first, I was breech, so this could be me, or with the placenta still attached, are likely to become strigoi when they die, and therefore buried when the time comes with knitting needles poked through their eyes and bodies to prevent their return. Pretty strong. That's strong, isn't it? That's quite strong.
So what you say when you die, we've got to get some knit needles and just stab the
because
fuck out
I
of you?
came out one first.
Alright.
Yeah, I was breech.
I can see the reasons, I can see
And
that.
I hope he's not going to be like that, because that sounds really painful.
I don't think it passes on.
Yeah,
I don't think it's a genetic thing that...
Mum, so that's why Mum always says she do things arse round tip. Because I was like that from the moment I was born. I came out arse first, so that's why she says that to me. But yeah, apparently, how do they work that out? Who thinks of these things?
It's like left-handers, isn't it? Left-handers are all people that are devil or something. There's just one rumour that just never stopped.
That's not what they say.
Yeah, left-handers were forced. They had to have their left hand behind the back whilst trying to write with the right. They had to... they were severely punished back in the day like it's some sort of... Back like medieval times because they were left-handed. Because it wasn't normal, if that makes sense.
But they're not the devil, are they?
Well, no, but it's a sign of the devil what it was. You got to look at it, Google it. I don't want to give
Like
false
back,
information.
it's like back in the day when someone, I don't know,
Before his birth
a woman
marks and-
did something.
She was a witch.
That's it,
Oh
she's a
yeah,
witch.
yeah. But yeah,
If they had a bad harvest, they'll
Yeah.
blame the woman, wouldn't they?
yeah, it's always the woman's fault, isn't it? Never the
Well, 9
bloke's.
times out of 10 it is, to be fair. Like,
Definitely not.
That's 2022.
I think I need another woman on this bloody podcast, to be honest. Do you think
Well-
Jade would come on?
No. Absolutely not.
Anyways, vampires. They are actually, apparently, there is a community of vampires that live in New Orleans.
Are these the people that actually come out on, like, say, video, like TikTok, and drink blood?
Well,
That actually have is it a sexist?
Cut each
They-
other, yeah, suck each
Yeah.
other.
they
Sex
actually
cult.
say it's a medical condition. They
Fuck
can't.
off.
They can't help it.
Oh,
Apparently.
you can't help it. You're just a fucking absolute dog nonce.
So it's basically. Let me just find the last bit of it. So this is what one of them has said. Many of us would rather not go through the celiac symptoms. This is what they're saying it is.
Cyclic.
CLIC. This is what they're saying they've got. And just to be happy to live life like a normal person. And this is a woman who identifies as a blood drinker. Adding that she isn't a vampire by choice. That once she went 4 months without feeding on blood and ended up in an emergency room with a low heart rate, deprived of blood, indigestion, and her heart rate would shoot up to 160 whenever she stood up or walked around, followed by a massive migraine and sometimes even loss of consciousness.
So what blood was it?
So they would just like have animal blood or their own blood or
So the same kind of iron deficiency.
basic.
It's just
That's
like
what was
anemic.
going through. But my mind was like, you know, what's it, anemic?
Did you have an age? Did you do this at a certain age? Because I'm guessing from the age of fucking 0
Yeah.
to the age of 16, maybe to 21, she was not drinking blood. Guaranteed.
Let's have a look.
She could not have been born drinking blood.
Doesn't say. Doesn't say on here.
Was it after a pregnancy? Was it after something? Did she have a brain damage?
No.
Did she have?
It doesn't say.
Did she watch Blade too many
Did she
times?
watch Blade? Yeah. Was it the one True Blood as well?
Is it Twilight? It's Twilight. Probably a Twilight thing.
No, there was
Yes.
fucking
No.
lick each other's tits or something from Twilight. Cow udders. That's it. The vegetarian vampires, aren't they?
But an actual doctor did like a documentary sort of thing on it, and this was what he came out with. Until 2009, the only area of vampire studies that I hadn't approached was real vampires. I think subconsciously saved it for last because I just thought that what a lot of people think, they must be crazy and they've read too much fictional work about vampires. But then after speaking to some, he actually thought, oh no, this is actually a medical condition. Speaking about vampirism, Browning says that the symptoms begin to show up around puberty when individuals find themselves physically drained for no reason, basically. Usually by accident, they realise that ingestion of blood is a remedy to this condition, providing a burst of energy at the slightest of consumption. However, not all vampires depend on blood for survival. Some find their strength in form of psychic energy through human touch, like a massage.
He had us until the end.
Yeah.
He had us until the end.
What, the psychic energy?
Yeah.
Don't you believe in psychic energy?
No, I thought in fact we've worked with Ian Norman and stuff like that. Fantastic, absolutely amazing, a great bloke as well. But the description you had,
Yeah.
you fucked off me whole thing when he said like he was very skeptical about the whole thing until they said like puberty. So I asked about what age this happens, puberty, and then you got the bit of psychic energy, and I don't know how that's a vampire.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's to me. If you're draining psychic energy off people, you drain things that's more of a demon thing, isn't it?
Are vampires
Or
demons?
an empath.
Yeah, an empath, yeah, but I wouldn't.
But like,
Having a massage to fucking recharge yourself, that just means you're a very horny person.
it's just a sexual thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you can do sexuals?
Has to be.
Well, apparently, according to this survey, there are about 5,000 people in the United States who identify as vampires. 50 of them live in New Orleans alone. The community that he interacted with, New Orleans Vampire Association, is a non-profit organisation comprising of self-identifying vampires, founded in 2005, and it only helps out vampires and other subcultures, but also provides educational and charitable support to those in need. And most of these communities of vampires keep themselves, indeed disclose their habits, haven't been provided with any medical explanation. And they're just people, guys. Okay, we like to do normal things like bowling, and like just do normal things. Just stop being so like
So they just drink blood.
Drink blood.
They just
Yeah.
drink blood.
But it says here, most of the vampires lead an otherwise normal life with spouses, friends, and jobs. While not all of them stick to the stereotypical gothic, attire, false fangs.
It's just a phase, man.
Yeah, many are not even aware of how vampires are portrayed in popular culture, which indicated that their habits weren't of a byproduct of an obsession with fantasy stories. Hence, they are very much normal like us, living normal day-to-day lives with just a little unusual drinking problem.
Nah, I don't buy that, do you?
We could have actually met these vampires because they do tours. I'm sure there was a vampire tour in
It's a
New
non-profit
Orleans.
organisation, though.
And it's not,
It's a non-profit tour.
and it's serious.
Why would I want to stand there and watch people do fucking drink blood?
I don't know. I like the films. I like watching films about
Well, if you're doing a show, why
vampires.
would you stand there and do drinking blood?
Mm.
What else can you do if you've got no special abilities?
It's the
apart from
fans
just
for me.
drink?
Have you seen the fans that they put on?
Oh, I thought I said fans.
No,
They've got
fans.
Yeah, but
fans.
some of them actually sharpen the teeth to it.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
the dentist
no.
procedure.
Sharp in the real
God,
teeth.
No,
Yeah.
no.
I'd
No.
rather not.
No,
No.
I couldn't drink like, I don't know,
They're
cow
the paler
milk.
skin as well.
Eh?
They're like seriously paler skin as well.
Probably. You probably walk around with an umbrella over them. Probably can't come out in
They
sunlight.
can't live long, can they?
No. Well, do they sleep in a coffin?
Do they sleep in a coffin?
I'd imagine so.
They can't be comfortable.
No. And I'm thinking as well with blood, when they say they're drinking like animal blood, wouldn't they have to like heat it?
I can imagine having the same texture as milkshake.
Mm.
Thick. You know what I mean?
Oh God, no.
That's how fresh it is.
Do you think they'd have to put it on a cooker?
Depends
Boil
how fresh
it.
it is. Comes out fresh, it's going to be warm, isn't it?
Oh,
If
yeah.
they're vampires, they're just going to slit the throat and drink
Ooh.
drink it, aren't they?
But I was actually watching an interview with a vampire the other day, and that's why it made me like, oh, vampires. You ever seen that film? It's long, but it's good.
I can't remember.
No, it's got Brad Pitt in it.
Ah,
and,
yeah.
God, who else is in it? Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise. Yeah, it's good, but it's a bit long-winded, like, but it just reminds, like, vampires, classic costume.
Dracula.
Yeah. And then you've got witches. Yeah, they're the classic costumes.
Bin bags.
Bin bags, yeah, with them. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of my old Halloween. So there's gotta be one somewhere.
So I'll just put a bag on you tonight.
What?
Just put a bag on you tonight.
You want
If you
to
couldn't
take a
get,
picture
I
of
remember
myself?
if you couldn't get fake blood, we might just put lipstick on you.
Yeah.
Down there. Lipstick down there.
I remember like one year with the bin bag and the fake blood and the mask. You know those plastic cheap masks with the string? It was those, not like today's mask.
I had a
Today's
great mask.
I'm
It was like a Grim Reaper mask. So like, it obviously you couldn't see the face, so the hood went over you,
using.
and you couldn't see in, but I can see out.
Oh.
It's fucking mint. Fucking
No.
mint. It was all like cloth as well, so it was
Was
really,
it?
yeah. I think I always need to buy one of them again. It was just sick.
But we're looking to nip into the fancy dress shop tomorrow for
Yeah, I
work or
need to
some
dress.
stuff.
I need to find a costume.
Party, aren't we, at my
Party,
mum's?
yeah. I was thinking of pumpkin. Like you said with the baby coming out.
Do we have a look for pregnant women ideas?
Yeah, yeah. It's a bit. I want to be comfortable though as well. I don't want to be like, feeling a bit. I don't know what.
I'm
I
not
don't
fucking
know.
helping you with your costume, mate.
Yeah. You know what I mean, don't you? You've got to be comfortable, aren't you?
What do you mean?
So with it being Halloween, obviously you've got your kids and that. I want to try some equipment and the dreaded ouija board.
Do you want to show them how to use it, Luke?
Yeah.
You just.
This,
Do you want to show?
although it looks scary on the films, I personally believe it's harmless. I've probably really never had it used. I've had it worked maybe once when I've been with you and your mum. We couldn't figure it out, but like anything in the paranormal, as soon as you ask a question, you've opened that doorway.
Mm.
Just because you're doing it on a Ouija board doesn't mean you're going to open the door to hell.
You've just done it. You just opened the box.
Just open the box.
Oh God, do you feel it?
Clearly, that's just my opinion.
All I can feel is disappointment, Kim.
You believe it, you want to believe it or not, but literally it's just a piece of board with a plastic planchette.
But Luke,
Made.
can't you do this and you can, like, can't you see that?
Oh yeah, I'll have to film again. If you're watching the films about Ouija boards, obviously they do it to hype things up. Been using this since I was 17.
Is it what? That actual one?
No, not that.
Oh, that's on that I bought, wasn't it? That's on that I
Was
brought
it?
it.
You were
Yeah.
like sitting there like that's.
I think I bought that in 2015.
Did you?
Yeah, the 30
It's
quid off
been
Amazon.
going It's been going good.
Honestly, I can.
Have you told them the age on there?
Never.
What's the age on the box?
Never.
Because it's actually a game, right? It's got an age range on it.
made by Hasbro Gaming,
It's on the front, Luke. I just seen it.
and it's 8+.
8
8
plus.
and over. Kids can play with this. 8 and over. It's not
Yeah.
dangerous. It's not what people think it is. My argument is, I can understand the concept of it, but if it was made by like an ancient tree from thousands of years ago, and there was 10 or so made in the world, you've probably got have a lot more belief in it. But not when I can go to bloody Toys R Us and buy one off the shelf.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
can get pink ones too.
Yeah, you can get all decorative ones. You can get bed quilts of Ouija boards.
Yeah, and dog beds.
Oh.
In TK Maxx.
So I don't personally think these are amazing.
Nah, like I say, it's just another tool of.
However, it is here for you safely to use, which Luke's going to explain.
So you get the Ouija board out, your planchette on the board. You can protect yourself if you want to protect yourself. As protection prayers you can find on Google and stuff like that. And if you want to do it seriously, properly, protect yourself first, ground yourself, do it with someone, never do it alone.
Never do it when you've had alcohol.
Never do it
drunk. So I just had a glass of Jack Daniels. Oh God.
Basically, you just put your hand on it gently. You don't want to force it.
It's not going to move.
It's not going to move, or you're gonna move it yourself. Some people think it's your mind actually moving it and your subconsciousness.
Yeah. Sometimes I think that.
So you really want your hand really lightly on it. You don't even have to touch it. You can just touch the board if you don't want to touch it.
Some people put their hands upside down.
Yeah, like just fingernails. So. And you do you can open it, you can close it. You say if you open it, you turn it clockwise 3 times.
You make a cross on the board
Clockwise,
as
right?
well.
It's clockwise.
I think it's
I
anti-clockwise.
think it's clockwise, isn't it?
I've seen it do. I've seen people do it
Yeah,
clockwise.
I've seen just people
clockwise.
make a cross on the board as well.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
I've not
Yeah.
seen that one. I've seen people literally do like a prayer.
Or you can say a Ouija 3 times. I think it is.
Is it? That's
Yeah.
Beetlejuice, isn't it? Beetlejuice.
And
They
obviously
come
you ask questions. Is there anybody in this vicinity that would like to contact us through this board? Can you do so now, please?
Never works. They actually say though, don't they? Never to do it by yourself.
The way
I just said that as well.
Did you? Did you say that? Did you say that?
it was one of the first things he said.
Well, yeah, we're here to watch, obviously.
Again, if you want to do it in a graveyard, it's
You can do it any way you want. Just again, make sure you're with people that you trust, and
Yeah.
obviously don't. Because some people do take this to heart. There is like if you got like women, maybe men there, that generally are not skeptical as such. Really, people do strongly believe in this sort of thing. So you start fucking with the head and stuff like that. It can really affect them.
Yeah, don't upset them. I did it, and I got consequences of that.
We had somebody in one of our investigations in the past that did it to one of our guests,
Oh God.
and that wasn't very nice to see or witness.
No.
And thankfully, we did catch him in the end.
Oh, sorry, no, I didn't do that. I had an argument on Facebook.
Oh,
Yeah, about
yeah. I know
there's
it's
a load of
like,
Americans, and they said they was going to send me loads of.
So if you're gonna do it, if you're doing it, with,
spirits.
yeah. If it's,
No.
on
loads
to what Glenn was
loads of
saying,
Ouija boards.
No.
Never did.
it was I know what it was. I think it was. I'm not gonna mention names, but
Oh God, yeah, when she was pushing it.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it with people you don't know, don't fake it, because
Yeah.
someone in that group can take it seriously, and they're going to believe every word it says,
It's not that,
and they're
it's
going
just
to
why
take it
do
to
that?
heart, and then they're going to think someone's contacting them. And it's-
When we go on investigations, you might have seen it before advertising on our Facebook pages and stuff. We normally get obviously asked about Ouija boards a lot on investigations, and what we always say to everyone, we say, listen, it's up to yous. We'll get it out for yous. You're welcome to do it. But as team members, to prove that we're not affecting it and stuff like that, or try and get your money out and stuff, we'll stand out the way. Unless there's not enough people on and you request us to go on and you're happy for us to do it. But literally 90% of the time, we'll stand well away and just making sure you're doing it safe as much as you can.
Yeah.
And just obviously help you through it, because some people don't like to speak out, so we'll ask questions for you and stuff, you know what I mean?
Pretty
So.
much, yeah.
What I would love to happen is actually no one was touching it all, and it actually moves
Start
itself.
going, yeah, that's what
I'd love that.
that's a dream, that, honestly.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
So that's what we could try it one day. We'll just stare at it
We
and
just stare at it for like
consciously
an hour.
consciously move it
Yeah,
with our mind.
yeah, that would be good. But no, my story was I was this was years back. I was arguing with a few really strong believers in the Ouija board, and I think they were Americans. I find Americans are quite big.
Over exaggerated.
Yeah, on stuff like this. And it kind of just went on a bit, and I kind of went, oh, if you believe in Ouija boards, you believe in Santa Claus. And that didn't go down very well. Next one, I just got a lot of hate, and I was just like, oh god. And one of them was like, oh, I'm going to send you all my Ouija boards that have got attachments to it. And I was like, great.
Send it.
Private message me, I'll send you my address. I'd love to bloody see all that. But he never did. So if you're watching this and you think you've got, you know, a possessed Ouija board, that would...
Or haunted items, for that matter.
Yeah,
Haunted
anything.
items.
We'd love to...
I think we've got our strong, I wouldn't say strong beliefs, but we've got certain our own beliefs of what we know from our own experience in the field and stuff, you know. Like people like yourself, we don't try to offend you by saying this is all, like...
Yeah, I don't mean
it's our opinion that we think it's bollocks, but the reason we think it's been bollocks is because of, obviously, it's that vastly made. I don't see the magic with it. I think the magic would have been lost with it. We don't see it working that much. And if it has been working, we've been caught out, like we've been caught with people who we have caught out faking it.
Yeah.
And there's just not been enough proof for us to have it backed up to say it's relevant. It's been an amazing bit of equipment. But there is people out there who obviously have their own stories out online, and they have their own videos, and it does look amazing. And that's what we really want, that experience.
I want to experience that. Like, I'm still open-minded to it, even though I will sit there and go, oh, don't know, it's, you know.
I'll still use it.
I genuinely would like to experience that, and I would never knock anyone for using it. If this is your go-to in investigating,
and it works for you, that's great. That's fine.
You have fun, you know, you do your thing, but
there's other methods as well. Like a very famous one for us is the EVPs. So the electronic voice phenomenon. You hear about them doing all the digital recorders and stuff, but you've got your own mobile phones. You've even got cameras where you pick things up on. Digital recorders have had quite a few things off that. You might hear a whisper, a sound, a laugh. Generally somebody speaking on the top of you, which we've had before. There's been some really good ones. Yeah. And you have people call them like Class A, which is Class A would be like absolutely
top.
Dog's bollocks. Just there you go. And it's like I'm speaking now and you hear someone, just like a woman crying next to us or something like that.
Another thing with me, my favourite thing at the minute is spirit radio, which to a lot of people is just noise, but to me I'm just like, I love it.
We've had some good things off that as well. Like it's answered some questions, but unfortunately sometimes it hasn't you haven't had a conversation. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So when we went to Shrewsbury last, and I didn't realise just how much I used it, and Luke was like, all this video is you with your bloody spirit radio. And that's because I was just enjoying it. I was just like, you're gonna do what you want to do. Yeah. You're gonna do what you want to use. You're gonna use what you want to use. Don't let anyone like knock you for wanting to use a certain thing. I think that's what I'm kind of just saying.
This is a dictaphone. If you're going to use it, you can ask the question then press record, or you can ask the question while it's on record. Obviously you probably get better results recording your own voice as well, because then you know what's there. You know what people are going to believe you if you're on the recording.
Because to us on to you on the camera, it might show that Luke's pressing the record when realistically he could be pressing play. If that makes sense. So Luke's asks a question, and then go to press record, where you just press play and it'll give you an answer like, "Ooh, I'm here in the corner wanking," ooh. And it's like, "Oh my god, there's a ghost talking back to us."
I say it's on 0.0 seconds now. So just press record. If there's any spirits in this house, can you come and tell me your name in this device in my hand, please? So you ask your question, wait 20 seconds.
You might hear some sort of static on it for the fact that it's raining.
Yeah, it's chucking it down.
Yeah, and we're in a conservatory.
In this house, can you come and tell me your name in this device in my hand, please? That's it, really. Simple.
Yeah. So yeah.
They are very handy to have, and if you've got like an iPhone, I don't know how Androids work, but iPhone, you've got your own voice recorder. See on here, obviously we need access to your microphone and that, but you can attach microphones to your iPhone and stuff and record off there. So you're a new investigator and you want to do something for your mates, not for Halloween. Don't think you've got to spend about 60 quid or 50 quid on a bloody dictaphone. Just you can use your phone if you have to. There's no rush buying kit and equipment.
No. I got this off John Pye's auctions. We've always got them on there.
Have they?
I mean, the backlight don't work, but it's 15 quid I think it was. Something like that.
And you've got actual...
pack of 10.
Yeah.
I've got 10 of them like 15 quid.
That's amazing, man. And you've got like paranormal groups that actually investigators that have just stopped doing it for whatever reason, and they want to sell all the kit and equipment.
Yeah.
That happens quite a lot, and you might get it cheaper than usual. You know what I mean? So, but just don't feel pressured into buying kit and equipment. Gain yourself some experience first, and then when you want to branch out, start investing. Or we call it investing because they always last forever.
You don't really need to buy all this equipment. You can just go out and use your own senses, get a camera, get your mobile phone out.
Yeah.
All this is we got because we was running an event.
Yeah, which is amazing for us because the people that come obviously buy tickets and that, and people that come to the events and that, the guests, when you bring the suitcases out and you open it up, they're like, "Fuck, I'm only seeing this on the TV shows."
Yeah.
Whereas obviously we've used it quite a lot, but they love it, and it's for them to get hands on something that they've seen but they've never really touched themselves. You know what I mean? So it's great for them to see it, like just the balls and the SB7s, dictaphones, the thermal camera and stuff like that. But an important bit of a kit that we can't stress enough for you to have is probably one of the most important ones is a torch. Always have a good enough torch with you. It'll save you. Honestly, it'll save your life. It stopped me falling down God knows how many stairs. It stopped me walking at the doors. It stopped us. I mean, if you're in abandoned buildings, definitely.
I always forget mine.
Yeah.
Every time.
Always take spare batteries and a good enough torch with you because it is a really important bit of kit.
So this is a Paranormal imaging camera he was on about, the flare.
We don't really use it.
Don't use it that much. I don't know if it.
Not really.
It basically detects heat and cold. As you can see the picture there, maybe.
I'll have to.
So that cost I think it was like 150 up to 300 quid.
Yeah. Yeah.
For that, and we don't really use it. So it detects heat.
We have guests use it,
Yeah.
because when people see a feel cold spot, we'll get the gun out or thermal camera, we'll get the thermal out, and we'll see where the cold spots are in the house. You know what I mean? Or
That's got temperature on it as well. So.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the Ouija board again. Closing it down. Just make sure you go to goodbye.
Always go to goodbye. Yeah.
And never polish it with Mr. Sheen polish.
Yeah, that's not good.
Why?
Yeah, that's what they did when they came round that time.
Who did?
Oh, I want to.
They polished it.
Yeah.
Why?
Make it move easier.
We were like,
To make it move. The cheating bastards.
Yeah, we looked at each other like, did he just do that?
God.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it for equipment. If you want to know anything else, we are Breaking Paranormal UK on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, email,
TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok. I've not got TikTok on my phone anymore. I'm using a crap phone at the minute. I dropped a plate on mine, didn't I?
You did. But we should do another podcast again soon. Maybe
Cryptids!
Cryptids. I'll see if that Deborah wants to come on. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So, that it?
Yeah, I think that's it.
But I know I just want to say one thing. You can see we're still in our conservatory. We've got no microphones, no decent cameras. We are still doing a lockdown podcast, which we started during lockdown. We've not branched out yet because obviously equipment-wise, it just gets
It's expensive.
So if there's sponsors out there that want to sponsor us, get in touch.
Jack Daniels for Luke.
Yeah, that's done right. And yeah, we've got to try and get Deborah on for the next podcast. Cryptids again. I like cryptids though.
If we could get her on, we don't know if we can get her
Yeah.
on yet. We're like, she's gonna be on, and it's like she might not be.
She will be.
She might not like us.
She hasn't got a fucking choice, she will be. One of us.
Yeah. So until next gang,
Gang.
So until the next time, guys. Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.